Ever wondered why Archangel Michael is so rarely mentioned when people talk about Lucifer's rebellion? It seems like a huge gap in the story, but the truth is far more powerful than the silence. Get ready for a surprise, because Michael wasn't just a bystander. He was the central figure who stood against the darkness. Picture this: heaven, a realm of absolute perfection. Unbroken peace and flawless harmony reigned supreme. A divine light shone from every corner, and the air itself vibrated with songs of worship and the pure love of God. It was a place where joy was the only reality, a kingdom of eternal bliss. But one day a shadow fell upon this perfect world, and everything changed forever. This shadow began with Lucifer, once the most brilliant and beautiful of all God's angels. Adorned with unimaginable glory, he stood closest to the divine light. But a seed of pride took root in his heart. He looked upon the throne of God, the source of all power and creation, and a dangerous thought whispered through his being. "Why not me? I will ascend. I will be like God." This single spark of pride ignited a firestorm of rebellion that would tear heaven apart and shake the very foundations of the cosmos. Now, you might be thinking, where was Michael in all this? Many stories and artistic depictions leave him out, or show him as a distant observer, perhaps confused or unsure of how to react to his brother's betrayal. That version of the story could not be further from the truth. To understand what really happened, we first need to understand who Michael truly was. He wasn't just a minor angel or one among many. He was an archangel, the supreme commander of God's heavenly army. His very name is a declaration and a question, Michael, which in Hebrew means, "Who is like God?" It was a direct challenge to Lucifer's blasphemous ambition. While Lucifer was secretly spreading his poison, whispering words of doubt and discontent among the other angels, Michael was not idle. He remained close to God's throne, not out of ignorance, but out of unwavering loyalty. He was watching, learning, and preparing. He saw the pride growing in Lucifer and understood the coming storm. He wasn't just waiting for orders. He was absorbing the divine truth, strengthening his resolve, and readying himself for the inevitable conflict. This was the calm before the war, a period of quiet preparation for a battle that would decide heaven's fate. Lucifer was cunning and persuasive. He twisted truths, played on insecurities, and promised a false freedom to those who would follow him. His deception was so powerful that he managed to sway a third of the angels in heaven. Imagine the scale of this tragedy: millions of celestial beings turning their backs on their Creator, choosing to follow the path of pride and rebellion. They formed a formidable army, ready to wage war against the Almighty. Heaven was now divided, standing on the brink of civil war. This was the moment Michael took action. Seeing the ranks of the rebels swell, he knew that silence was no longer an option. He rose up, his presence a beacon of unwavering loyalty. Michael rallied the angels who remained faithful, his voice ringing with authority and truth. He didn't use deception or manipulation like Lucifer. Instead, he reminded them of God's goodness, his infinite love, and the divine order that had always sustained them. He organized heaven's defense, not just as a general preparing for battle, but as a leader steadying the hearts of those shaken by betrayal. Then the war began. Revelation 12 tells us, "And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels." This wasn't just a clash of swords and light. It was a cosmic battle of ideologies. It was a spiritual war where pride clashed with humility, rebellion clashed with obedience, and darkness clashed with light. The very fabric of heaven trembled as these two mighty forces collided in a battle of epic proportions. Lucifer fought with raw power, fueled by his immense pride and the strength of his fallen legions. He was a being of immense might, a brilliant strategist consumed by his desire for ultimate control. But Michael fought with something far greater. He fought with faith. His strength came not from himself, but from the divine authority vested in him by God. His every move was an act of worship, a declaration that only God is worthy of power and glory. It was the power of humility against the arrogance of pride, and in that contest there could only be one winner. The outcome was decisive. Lucifer and his rebellious angels were defeated. Despite their power and numbers, they could not stand against the divine authority wielded by Michael and the loyal host. They were cast out, thrown down from the celestial realms. The great dragon, that ancient serpent called the devil and Satan, was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him. His glorious light was extinguished, and he became the prince of darkness. The victory of good over evil was secured in heaven. The celestial kingdom was preserved, cleansed of the stain of rebellion. This victory was a testament to a timeless truth. Loyalty and obedience will always overcome pride and rebellion. Michael's stand proved that true strength is found not in self-exaltation, but in humble service to a higher purpose. Heaven was safe, but the war was far from over. Cast down to earth, Lucifer's battle against God did not end. It only changed its location. The war now continues in the spiritual realm, fought in the hearts and minds of humanity. Every choice we make between truth and lies, love and hate, humility and pride, is a small battle in this ongoing cosmic conflict. We are all soldiers on this spiritual battlefield, whether we realize it or not. The story of Michael offers us powerful lessons for our own lives. First, it teaches us to stay loyal even when we are tested. When those around us fall into doubt or rebellion, Michael's example calls us to stand firm in our convictions. Second, we must learn to trust in God's power, not our own pride. Michael's strength came from his connection to God, not from his own abilities. Third, we need to prepare spiritually before the battles of life arrive. Just as Michael watched and prepared, we must strengthen our faith and character in times of peace. Finally, Michael shows us how to lead and support others in times of crisis, reminding them of the truth when they are tempted by lies. Michael's role didn't end with that great war in heaven. He continues to be a protector of God's people. The scriptures in books like Daniel and Revelation speak of him as a guardian prince who will rise again in future battles at the end of time. He remains a powerful symbol of divine justice and a warrior for the light, ever ready to defend the faithful against the forces of darkness. In the end, this incredible story reveals that every choice matters. Every time we choose truth over deception, faith over doubt, and humility over pride, we align ourselves with Michael and the victorious armies of heaven. We become a part of God's victory story, contributing to the triumph of light that was secured so long ago. If this story opened your eyes to a deeper truth, don't forget to like this video. Comment your thoughts below. Do you think Michael was heaven's true defender and unsung hero? And subscribe for more hidden mysteries. biblical truths and untold stories right here